Hey guys, welcome to Kipoerneke's Corner. Had a little bit of technical difficulties starting up today. I'm not sure what it was. I had to restart my computer. But here we are in the end and logging into watcherofrealms. So, here we are. Um, Going to try to do some pulls later on. First, I'm going to do some of the dailies and events that are here. So, let's head over to the hero's visit here. We've got let's see. This is Drogo. He says, "Salutations, Commander. You may call me Drogo, and I need your assistance. I'm after elusive items tied to my desired collection. Your assistance in finding them would mean a great deal." And so, he wants these insignia of Marksman 1s. We happen to have over 1,000 of them, and so we can give him 10 without any real issue here. For that trade, we get 5 arena permits and 200 stamina. It's okay with me. He says, "I seek assistance, as acquiring this collectible might necessitate teamwork. Would your soldiers be inclined to join our expedition?" Why, yes, my soldiers would absolutely love to join your expedition. Looks like we're sitting down Chan, Lubu, and I think that's Thunkles. So let's send them off. And again, they will still actually be available to us. It's that you're not really sending them away. You're just loaning them out while they're still available to you. It's very strange. You would think that they would be unavailable while they're gone, but nah, they're still available. So 30 minutes later, they will return from their mission, and it will be as though they never left. All right, now let's go ahead. It looks like we've got a lot of stamina left, even though I recently some some Oracle trial stuff. Looks like my chat isn't going either over here. There we go. Fixed that. All right, now let's go to the shop. I think we go to the shop and grab our freebies for the day. So over on the Daily Luck channel, we're going to claim 1 legendary summoning crystal shard, 10 auto fight attempts, and 40,000 gold. Then we come on down here to the W Gold shop, and we're going to claim 10 diamonds. And then in the regular bundle, you get a daily free offer and got 10 more diamonds. Very nice. I like those because I do intend to do some pulls, as mentioned, so that'll help toward that goal. Then let's hop over to the Elf Pass. It's actually the Gold Dragon Pass. It looks like that has the rewards. Participate in the arena 1 time gives us 200 Gold Dragon tokens. Very nice. Back out of there and over to events. In the events, we've got some Duel of Champions rewards. It is 1 4-star Psychic Power token here. All right, now, I think that the treasure hunt celebration and, in fact, the egg hunt overall will be ending today. So let's go ahead and head over to the treasure hunt celebration and use some of these lucky knives we have. We have 14 of them. Hopefully we can get through them real fast. We got 4,000 gold from that, 4,000 gold again, another 4,000 gold, yet another 4,000 gold, 10 rare skill dust, 20 stamina, 4,000 more gold, 20 more stamina, 20 more stamina, 4,000 more gold, 10 epic skill dust, and there's the 3 rare summoning crystals we were looking for. We only have 2 lucky knives remaining. Let's go there. And so let's do a couple of corners here. Let's do one over here for 4,000 gold and one over here for 10 rare skill dust. Very nice. Let's go, you know what? Let's pop back out here because we have over our max stamina. Let's go ahead and fix some of that problem. Throw some of the stamina into some auto fights here in the Oracle's trial, which is gear rate 2 at the moment. All right. Now, wonder what I was doing. Who knows? Who knows? Let's go to the arena real fast and see if there's anything there we want to fight. I suppose, sure, we could give this this Belarusian a bit of a fight. He has 404,381 BP. We have 458,706 BP. So let's go to it and see what happens. He has some people that I don't know who are, and Volderon's very good. Or he has been in the past. When I see him, he normally does well. And they threw him up first. He has Diabolic Manifestation, gains 1 stack of Chaotic Vitality. When Potent Surge reaches its maximum, gains 2 stacks of Chaotic Vitality. Inflicts vulnerability versus physical damage on nearby enemies continuously during the effect duration. Then he stuck out Twyla. I've seen Twyla in here a few times. Her ultimate is Slice and Dice. When activated, increases damage by 50% and reduces attack interval by 20%, granting to ranged blade an extra 6 instances of damage, lasting for 20 seconds. Deals 200% damage 2 times to one enemy immediately. And then they throw out Elowen. I think she's a healer. Maybe not. Yes, she is. Okay, Grace of Nature. Heals all allies in range for 50% base healing every second, lasting for 10 seconds. The first healing will dispel debuffs from all allies in range. Alright, now how about Casil? I don't think I've seen Casil before. That's a new one to me. I may have seen him, but I don't recall him. He has Hollow Blade. Deals 700% damage with defense penetration to one enemy in range and inflicts stun on them. After casting the ultimate, if there are enemies in range, consumes 1 stack of Divine Sigil and restores 50% rage. When 3 allied heroes are adjacent to the hero, the ultimate is upgraded to Divine Retribution. And the last one I have here is Cretus with Divine Truth. During the ultimate, increases attack by 30%. If there's only one enemy in range, inflicts stacks of Radiant Erosion. Didn't get to the end of that before we were defeated. That was the Belarusian with 404,381. Let's see. On the stats, it shows that Sulkadins did the most damage with 8,373,380, followed by Cletus with 7,292,590, which is crazy. Then, can't remember what this guy's name was, the fellow I haven't seen before that I can recall in the fluid. His damage output was good, though. 7,066,350. And then after that, it drops down to Xena with 6,139, followed by Twyla with 5,574,000, 5,000,000, can't speak, 5,574,000. There we go. All right, we got 3 arena coins and 4 Duel of Champions points for that. Okay, we have 8 more permits left. Let's throw one over here at Malui from Ukraine. All right, so let's see what Malui from the Ukraine has to throw at us here. Here we have Sun Wukong right off the bat, who has Splitting Hairs, deals 100% damage 18 times to one enemy, and inflicts stun. He summons these little clone guys, and that's a pretty cool little ability. I don't know how many he can summon, but I think I've seen 3 on the board at the same time before. Pretty nice. We got the victory there on Malui, 405,775 BP. Stats show that Xena dealt 1,923,290 damage, followed by Sun Wukong with 1,223,930. So for that, we got 3 arena coins, 8 Duel of Champions points, and 8,000 Hero XP potions. Okay, that's... Well, okay, I can try Annabelle. Annabelle looks like she has Sun Wukong, Gul'drak, that guy whose name I can't think of, and Hex. Oh, and Dao-Chen. So we know all of the guys here. I just can't really recall who they are. So this is Annabelle from Russia. Yeah, that guy's named the little demon dude. I can almost think of who he is, the one right beside Vol'dran, but I just can't quite get there. Alright, Annabelle is starting out with Vol'dran, who has Diabolic Manifestation, gains 1 stack of Chaotic Vitality. When Potent Surge reaches its maximum, gains 2 stacks of chaotic vitality. Inflicts vulnerability versus physical damage on nearby enemies continuously during the effect duration. Then he's thrown out, or she's thrown out, Dao Chan, who is a healer. So one of the things she does is Serenade of Hope, one of them is Song of Sorrow, one is a healing song, and one of them is like a DPS infuse, basically. It's a utility. Alright, then he's put out, I think Sun Wukong's in there somewhere. Here's Hex. Hex has Mad Truth. When triggered, increases damage by 140% and attack speed by 100, reduces attack interval by 50%, and replaces all cards with the Joker. This effect lasts for 35 seconds. Now, normally what you'll see with him is that he ends up doing a lot of damage. Here's Sun Wukong here. He has Splitting Hairs, deals 100% damage 18 times to one enemy, and I think it says he put a stun, but I don't recall. Alright, so that was Annabelle with 440,708 BP. An expected loss, even though she had lower BP than mine. Stats show that Voltron did 6,343,720 damage, followed by Xena with 4,626,880, and then it drops down to Sun Wukong with 2,494,020. We got 3 Arena coins and 4 Duel of Champions points for that. And let's refresh. Okay, we can try Heiko Sajuro from France. Could be Hito Sajuro, who knows, but we're going to call him Heiko. Heiko Sajuro. I saw that they had Sun Wukong, not sure who the others were. So Heiko is starting with Sun Wukong. He has Splitting Hairs, deals 100% damage 18 times to one enemy, and inflicts stun. It followed that. Oh, no, can't quite click any of those. Those are all Sun Wukong clones there. Alright, let's see. Now they've stuck out Ireless. Ireless has a Litany of Mercy, applies Healing Prayer to one ally with the lowest percentage in range. And she must have done something, some kind of, I don't know, is it a damage boost? I don't know. But then we got Raisin here, or Ryzen. Let's go with Ryzen. He has Storm Strike, hurls a lightning spear, and locks onto the target, dealing 1 instance of 200% damage and triggering all activated jumps 4. Afterward, basic attack becomes 2 consecutive strikes for 20 seconds, with each strike dealing 100% damage. During this period, Drums of War can no longer be activated. When the ultimate ends, consumes all activated Drums of War. Then they have Emerit. Emerit has Frozen Tempest. When activated, ascends into the air, expanding attack range and reducing the block to 0. Basic attack now turns into Frost Breath, dealing 180% AoE magic damage to the target and their surrounding enemies, hitting up to 8 enemies and inflicting 1 stack of Witch Spite on them. Allies within the talent range receive freeze immunity during the effect duration. And here's Ryzen. I already said Ryzen, so I won't say it again. I'm trying to find... here he is, Torador. Alright, Torador has Hellfire Burning. When activated, increases attack speed by 80, damage by 100%, and attacks multiple enemies in range, lasting for, I believe it said 20 seconds. Very cool. Heiko Sajuro with 435,152, I believe. Alright. Damage on the board was, starting with Sun Wukong, 14,289,800, which is crazy. Followed by Ryzen at 10,706,800, and then it drops down to Solkadens at 9,236,740. And then Xena with 7,153,860. Okay, we got 3 Arena coins and 4 Duel of Champions points for that. Now I'm going to try one more, and then we're going to go on and I think probably do some foods. We got Majo here from Montenegro. We don't see people from Montenegro so often. So, Majo from Montenegro has 441,007 BP. I see Pretus and Ivar And I think that's Elowen and Sun Wukong? Maybe. Alright. God. That is, I think that's Sun Wukong. Yes, Sun Wukong. He has Splitting Hairs, deals 100% damage 18 times to one enemy, and inflicts stun. Hey, OJ, how you doing, man? Currently on a 7-stream streak. Nice. Did he just turn into a guinea pig? What just happened over there? Was that a guinea pig? Am I crazy? Well, alright, that was Macho from Montenegro. With 441,007 BP. Top damage on the board was Xena with 2,171,660, followed by Sun Wukong with 1,097,340. Alright, I'm gonna have to watch that later to see if in fact Sun Wukong became a little guinea pig. Not sure, but if so, maybe it explains the flying guinea pig that's out in the campsite over here. Flying dude right here? Maybe that's just Sun Wukong with wings. Who knows? Alright, now let's go to events real quick and go to Duel of Champions. Got a couple things here to claim. It's 100 diamonds and 1 epic skill crystal. What else? Nothing else there that I'm interested in at the moment. So I'm going to hop over, actually first, I better clear some room. We have 209 out of 220 slots. Let's start with some quick star-ups if we have any. Looks like we could do stone, but they wouldn't actually help with the inventory, or the hero inventory room, so there's no real need to. Okay, so with that in mind, I won't deal with those guys. Let's see if we have anybody to awaken real fast. I want to try to clear a little bit of room before I start in on the summons. Alright, so here's Nocturne, who apparently can be awakened. So, A1 is Impure Wings duration plus 5 seconds. That gives us 1 5-star psychic power as well. Now I'm curious, what is Impure Wings? In an expanded attack range, each attack launch deals magic damage equal to 180%. Attack plus 180% extra magic damage lasting for 25 seconds. Well, that's a fine thing to increase the duration of by 5 seconds. I mean, sure, I can appreciate that. All right, back out. Do we have anybody else that we can awaken right now? Hopefully I won't miss any red dots. So that would be a shame. I think I'm pretty much done for, yeah, okay, all right. So, go back out to attributes. Let's go to the sell window. Let's see if we have any 3-star heroes. Yes, we do have some 3-star heroes to sell. What about 4-star heroes? Okay, we do have a couple of 4-star heroes. Looks like we've got Malvarus and whatever this fellow's name is, Azor or something. I don't know. There's a couple who look very similar to me that are they've got the demon horns and all that. All right, so that looks fine. We'll get 270 diamonds and 200 of these epic awakening tokens if we sell these guys. That seems fine. Let's do it. Dismiss. Hopefully I didn't forget anything there. And we got the achievement, Sorrowful Hero. Let's check that out. Dismiss 30 epic purple heroes, and we get 10 achievement points and 30 diamonds. Cool. Alright, now, I think now we're going to do some summons, right? Seems right. Alright, so we have this special ancient summoning going on right now, in which we can get Gul'drak or Demi. I don't know anything about Demi. I looked into Gul'drak the other day on one of the streams. OJ says he just finished his dailies. Nice, congrats. Let's have a quick check into Demi and see what she's all about. Maybe she's that girl with the hood on here. She is a 5-star mage from the cultist faction. Looks like she's a lord. It says, the dark music master who plays the cursed melody. The tunes are a whirlwind of madness and destruction, bringing chaos to all who hear them. It shows a range that is the same as like Dao Chen's before it's expanded. She has AoE magic attack, anti-healing, which is cool, invisibility, and anti-air. Now those all sound like things I could use, so I wouldn't be sad to get her probably. I obviously don't know the deets right now, but just from that overview, all of those things sound like things I could definitely benefit from. I don't have anybody who goes invisible yet. Her talent says grants invisibility or gains invisibility permanently, but reduces max HP by 35% during battle. Interesting. So an AoE could still knock her out pretty well, I guess. Additionally, gains specialized attack speed, which provides a greater reduction in attack interval based on the attack speed attribute. OJ says congrats on the achievement. Thank you very much. Let's just look real quick what she's got here. So her basic attack inflicts slow on up to 6 enemies in range. That decreases their movement speed by 50%. We've got Elegy of Ruin, removes invisibility temporarily and plays the Elegy of Ruin. Basic attack does 180% AoE damage to at most 10 targets in range instead, inflicting slow and anti-healing. Well, anti-healing means that they cannot obviously heal for 2 seconds. Pretty cool. Then we've got Wall to Do. During the Elegy of Ruin, every time hitting at least 4 enemy targets with basic attack increases the hero's penetration by 3%. This effect can stack up to 4 times and lasts until the Elegy of Ruin ends. And as I'm reading these, I'm realizing that I think I did, in fact, see this person before and go over her details a little bit. And just forgot all about her name and what she looked like. And so I do think that I've seen this before. But then her spell over here is Twilight Covenant. So we may as well finish this off, right? When invisible, reduces damage taken by 15% and restores 10% HP per second. During the Elegy of Ruin, each time the hero deals damage, restores 3% HP per hero. So that's good. OJ says I pulled 20 Ancients to test my luck and got Alistair. Now I have all of the Watch Guard. I don't know who Alistair is, but cool. Congratulations. Getting all of something is pretty nice. Alright, so if we pull her, we'll look into more of the details on the story and things like that. But for now, I think we continue on. We've got 18 of the ancient summoning crystals. Let's look and see how long it's been on the ancient since we pulled so much. I don't know that it's been very long, but I don't really remember, so we shall see if we can find. There we go. Okay, so it's that dude there, whose name I still can't remember, but he was the guy in Arena. I've been using him a little bit too, so it's kind of sad, but here we are. So it hasn't been that long. It looks like 6 pages would be 18, then 19, or Ogrim, or whatever his name is there. So 19 pulls since the last legendary in this. Odds are we're not going to get there, but let's give it a go anyway. Alright, let's summon. Starting off with Gogren once more, 3-star fighter. Stained Crimson, this feral beast rouses allies with his war cry and goes berserk when health is low. Next up, looks like we have Rex, the 3-star defender from the Watcher faction. Unyieldingly loyal to the commander, Rex uses swords and shields to stun enemies and deal AoE damage. So what does Alistair do, OJ? What's their claim to fame? Here's Gorza, the 3-star defender. As fierce as she is gorgeous, this Orcus shield maiden stands firm and mauls many. And then Barut, the 3-star fighter from the Watcher faction. Barut is a roughneck faction leader of the Watch Guard. His mechanical fists wreak havoc with burn damage. And he's the guy who also pushes people back as he hits them sometimes, which is a cool bit of this. Here's Drogo, the 3-star marksman from the Piercer faction. There's nowhere to hide. Drogo's massive range and AoE ultimate will have enemies scrambling over. Here's Nero, the 3-star mage from the Cultist and Watcher factions. Nero is a flame-cloaked master of AoE damage and a faction leader for the Cursed Cult. Prank the Heat. Which sounds a lot cooler than he actually is, as it turns out. Ah, purple, very good. We got Ain, a 4-star fighter from the Watcher faction. He's actually fairly beneficial. For a long time I used him because he gives a boost to people 2 in front of him. That's one of his abilities. It's his ultimate, and it's pretty nice. Pretty nice, rather. It says a mask covers his marred face, but this leader of the Watch Fight will run you through with unrelenting spear strikes. He can hit 2 in front of him. OJ says Alistair isn't very good. He just completed the Watcher Action Collection for me. I see. Let's share about getting Ain. Or Ein, if you prefer. That's 50 diamonds for him. And we summon again. Here's Dagna, the 3-star defender from the Northerner faction. Mighty things come in small packages. Dagna is a North Throne faction leader able to greatly heal herself. Okay, here's Sources. That's actually, I think, the one that we had the access of earlier, the purple that we were able to trade in. I believe it was Sources. He's a 3-star mage from the Nightmare faction. Advisor to the Nightmare Legion, Sources preys on the weak. He does exceptional damage to low HP enemies. I wanted him to be decent. He's pretty unimpressive. Here's Dagna, the 3-star defender from the Northerner faction. Mighty things come in small packages. Still the same girl that we saw a few minutes ago has not changed one iota since then. She is a faction leader, and she's beneficial early game. Here's Nash, a 3-star fighter. His name hits the nail on the hammer head. Nash eviscerates multiple enemies at a time with his morbid club. I'm still not 100% sure that I'm going to call that morbid, because it looks to me like this is, I mean, we want it to look like a fish skeleton here, but I'm feeling like this is metal, you know, like a large portion of this. Look at it gleaming. There's no way that that's a fish skeleton, right? By any stretch of the imagination. So it's less morbid than it could be. Let's just say that. Alright, here's Autumn, the 3-star healer from the Infernal faction. As comforting as the changing leaves, Autumn uses AoE healing and boosts crit damage. And she does very well early on as well. She's a utility plus healing simultaneously. It's pretty cool. Here's Beirut, the 3-star fighter from the Watcher faction. We saw him a little bit ago. He's the one with the fists of fire, or whatever it says. This should be Fists of Fury. Here's Sheila again. I think we saw her a little earlier. She's a 3-star fighter. 2 X's are better than 1. Nah, it wasn't her. It was that other girl we saw there who looks very similar. Sheila's blood surge throws her into a frenzy. And Sheila has returned. She is still a 3-star fighter, and 2 X's are better than 1. And here's Nash once more. He of the Morbid Club and the 3-star fighterness. We got 2 more counting this one. I think we're going to do 2 more after this one to do. But we got Wrath. That's cool. He's a 4-star fighter from the Nightmare faction. I've already got him maxed out, but that's alright. We can trade him in for some tokens. Overseer for the Nightmare Legion. Wrath is Hell Unleashed. Deals quick strikes and devastating criticals, and I end up using him pretty regularly, because he gives a good boost to the Nightmare faction people. And, of course, Arrogance, among others, is a member of the Nightmare faction. OJ says, Dagna built Beirut's metal hands. Did she? That's awesome. I definitely have to look more into these storylines. I like to read them sometimes, but that's pretty cool. Alright, here's Camille, who's a 3-star healer from the Watcher faction. The meal is ever the sight for sore eyes. Channeling the power of the holy light, she'll patch you up in no time. She is the first healer that you get in the game, and she's quite, she's quite handy for a long while until you start getting some decent healers. She's a very good single target healer to start out with. Here's 15 diamonds from this little window here out of the ancient summoning crystals. So let's go have a look real quick at our inventory situation on the heroes. And also, let's grab something from Gul'drak perhaps. Let's do the smart purchase. Nothing's shown up. If you're not using the smart purchase yet, definitely check it out. You can go over to the purchase list and you determine what you want to get on your smart purchase button. You can choose what shows up with diamonds and what shows up with gold items there. You save that. Then you just click this little button down here, the smart purchase button. And if there's nothing on the screen that matches any of that, you'll see the message I saw. Otherwise, it'll pop up with a little window that shows you what is on the screen and how much it is and what percentage off it is. It's very helpful. Definitely use that. We've got these background fights here. 64,680 coins, 9,750 XP potions, a little variety of gear, 260 Vault in the Sands trophies, and 260 Grave Conquest points there. OJ says he lost his hands fighting vampires, talking about Gul'drak again. That's crazy. I had no idea any of that. Let's check in with Drogo over here, the hero's visit. Dispatch completed. And we got 3 4-star psychic power shards for our trouble. Drogo says, "Thank you for your help, Commander. These fresh collectibles will greatly enhance my assortment." That's good. That's what I live for, really, Drogo. Enhancing your collectibles assortment. Alright. Let's go to the quests over here, where we can claim for performing 1 summon. We can claim 2 lucky knives and 2 4-star psychic power shards. It looks like we still have quite a bit to do in this. We'll give our friendship points real fast. And actually, I just recalled, I think I got a message yesterday. Hold on, let's click this. Maximum friendship points reached, unable to get more speed after steam for stamina. Let's go ahead and do that real quick. Use all of these, turn them into stamina. Then we can do the quick claim and give again. Alright, so we got a message from Bugajoy. It says GU1DRAKWOR. So that's Gul'drak Wars, what we're going for here. I'm going to write it in the chat channel so you guys can see. GU1DRAKWOR. That's going to be a promo code or something. Let's see what it's for. Over here. And we go here into settings and then redeem code. And we can put it right here. So it's GU1DRAKWOR. Alright. I think. Was there? Yeah, I think that's right. Redeem that. Redemption successful. Come back and go to the mailbox over here. It says, "Dear Commander, the attached is your CD key reward. Have fun in the game." And for that, we get 1 huge stamina potion, 1 rare summoning crystal. Not bad. If you haven't claimed that, be sure to do that. Alright, now, let us go back to quests, because we gave our friendship points. We can get our 10 friendship points and 2 lucky knives for that. Back out. We've got some stamina to use up, so let's send some more auto fights at the Gear Rig 2 for the Vault of the Sands thing here. Auto fight, max that out, send them out, and then come back and want to check on the hero's status with 215 out of 220. Let's do quick star up. Nope, we don't have anybody ready to go there. So how's about some awakens? See if we have any of that. We should, I think, but I'm not sure. Maybe not. Maybe none of those guys duplicated anything that could be awakened, looks like. Alright, so in that case, let us sell some guys. 3 stars, and I think maybe even some 4 stars. I know Wrath, yeah, Wrath and Ain. So we'll just dismiss all these guys. That's 17 guys out of the thing. We'll get 450 diamonds and 200 Epic Awakening tokens. Starting to get a little bit of a build up with the Epic Awakening tokens, so that's cool. All right, now let us go to the arena real fast and refresh this and see what new things we have here. Okay, we have Borodya from Ukraine with 290,857 BP. Looks like his monster BP is 327,012, significantly higher than what his personal is. So let's auto-fight it and see what happens. I see that he has Pretus and Yuri, and I think that's Comet, Maul, and Nezah. Nezah is very good for this. All right. So he has put out Nezah first with Red Lotus Revenge. When activated, it increases attack by 50% and expands attack range to create Windfire Whirl, lasting for 25 seconds. When the ultimate ends, deals up to 300% AoE damage to up to 10 enemy targets in range based on the number of weapon switches performed during the ultimate. Then he put out Yuri, who has Needle of Torment, deals 5 hits of 75% damage per second. Something. Alright, we got the victory on Borodya with 290,857 BP. Stats show that Nezah did the most damage by a good bit at 3,546,100, followed by Xena at 2,336,750. Okay, we got 3 arena coins, 8 Duel of Champions points, and 10 diamonds there. OJ Pimpson says, Pretus' voice actor sounds like the grandpa from The Simpsons. Really, that's interesting. I turned off the voice actors because some of them were very obnoxious. Couldn't take it. So they're pretty much turned off. Not entirely. I think they're very low. Let's say that. Okay. What else do we have here? Let's go for, don't know this name because I don't read that language. It's a Moldovan person, howsoever. With 315,902 BP, monsters have 339,300. Let's auto-fight it, see what happens. They've got Nezah, they've got Xeris, I think, Sun Wukong, Hollow, and that girl whose name I can't think of. Oh, Alright, first and foremost, they threw out Nezah. Good choice by them. That's Red Lotus Revenge. When activated, increases attack by 60% and expands attack range to create Windfire Whirl, lasting for 30 seconds. When the ultimate ends, deals up to 300% AoE damage to up to 10 enemy targets in range based on the number of weapon switches performed during the ultimate. Now they have put out Xeris, who has enslaved. Summons 4 Souls of the Damned and reduces the summoned number by 1 with each ultimate cast. A minimum of 1 Soul of the Damned can be summoned. I assume then that that Valise would work with Xeris as well. I don't have Xeris, but I assume so. We have Laurel here with Nature's Aspiration. When the skill is activated, restores 4% rage for 2 random allies within range every 2 seconds, lasting for 12 seconds. And then Hollow, Light of Bliss, when triggered, increases the hero's healing multiplier by 45% for 20 seconds, and the hero can heal 1 more target. And Hollow also has utility as well. Alright. So, OJ says, yeah, Borut and Maureen are especially annoying. Exactly. Maureen is the one who did it for me. I just couldn't take it. It was early on, and I'm just like, I just can't do this, you know. And then somebody told me that I could adjust the settings for the for the voice actors, and I'm just like, yeah, no, we can't be having that. So I went and turned those very low. I don't know that I turned them off, but I turned them very low. Maybe I turned them off. I'm not sure. Anyway, pretty rough stuff. Some of those guys. Let's see what we have for the stats here. Nezha topped it by far with 6,894,080, followed by looks like Xeris with 5,440,460. Then it went down to Xena at 4,220,230. Then Adrian at 3 million. It's actually got a really nice little drops here for each one of these. But yeah, Adrian did 3,224,220. All right, we got 3 arena coins, 8 Duel of Champions points, and 8,000 XP potions for that. Yeah, Maureen is like the worst though that I heard before I turned them off. So, oh man, I can't take it. Just can't take it. Here's player 1354186 from Ukraine. Let's give that a go. I see that they also have Nezha, very nice. Their monster VP is 400,468. Let's auto fight here. I never can remember who the one on the left there is on the opponent's team. That girl, she's very familiar. I see her a lot, but I can never put it together. It starts with a V, I think, like Valara, maybe something. Here's Gluttony. He has Gnaw. Rips and kills one enemy in range with teeth. If the target is an elite or boss, deals 800% damage instead. After casting the skill, recovers 50% of max HP. Now they've stuck out Nezha behind Gluttony, who has Red Lotus Revenge. When activated, increases attack by 60% and expands attack range to create Windfire Whirl, lasting for 30 seconds. When the ultimate ends, deals up to 300% AoE damage to up to 10 enemy targets in range, based on the number of weapons which is performed during the ultimate. They stuck out Dao Chan to complement those. She's the one with the Lover's Requiem. 2 different songs. We've got the Serenade of Hope and the Song of Sorrow. One of those is a healing song, and the other one is a DPS song, pretty much. You get a little bit of an overlap there when you switch after you've awakened her, at least. A couple times, maybe. She can continue to, or maybe it's promotions, I don't remember, but it'll continue the effects of the thing for a few seconds after things, so it's very helpful. On the stats, we see that Gluttony did the most damage here. That's crazy. 6,247,820, followed by Xena with 4,085,370. Then it drops all the way down to where Nezha is sitting at 2,408,500, and each one is very close at 2,301,350. We got 3 arena coins and 4 Duel of Champions points for that. All right, now let's give Ahsoka Tano a try from Argentina. Ahsoka Tano, 405,431 BP, and monster BP is 422,928. Let's give it a shot. There's Valise, and that guy, can't think of his name, Ezra, maybe? And then Cyrene, I don't know. I know these people, but only vaguely. Cyrene is this one. Sand Blessing restores 12 cost immediately and applies crit rate increase to 2 allies within 2 tiles, lasting for 9 seconds. Then he has Valara, who has Wings of Pegasus. Moves to a selected deployable tile within 4 tiles, ending her invisibility. Gains bonus attack range, and each attack deals 260% AoE damage to 10 enemy targets. Additionally, her talent inflicts a stronger slow. Looks like Cyrene went down. Now they have out Hollow up there with Light of Bliss. When triggered, increases the don't know, but she's a healer who also does some utility with Rage Restoration. So that was Ahsoka Tano, who had 405,431 BP. Xena topped the damage with 3,115,930, followed by Bolara with 2,603,580. OJ says it's going to be a tough team. Ezra, okay, it was Ezra, Otis, and Bolara. Now, all right, now we got 3 arena coins, 8 Duel of Champions points, and 8,000 gold here. OJ says, haha, he leaked. Yes, yes. The guy died. He went on blue, smashed. All right, out of arena permits. So here we go. Now, let's claim these background fights first and foremost. We got 27,720 gold, 4,500 XP potions, a little variety of gear, 160 Vault in the Sands trophies, 160 gold conquest points, and then 10 Demon Soldier shards of the Batwing's Banshee. Okay, so now let's check on the Oracle's Trial reward that we have over here in the Vault of Sands. Looks like we got 30 diamonds, not bad. Out of there, and you know what? I want to come over here to the camp because I think they have some mystery rewards to claim. And for the mystery rewards, you can get one of these legendary summoning crystals, 1 ancient summoning crystal, 1 rare summoning crystal, 10 ancient summoning crystal shards, or 5, I can't read, legendary summoning crystal shards. Alright, let's see. We can only produce one of them because I foolishly apparently continued to go after volcanic salt when I had plenty of them. But let's produce the one we can produce and see what happens. OJ says I didn't think you were going to win that one. Ah, yeah, well, you know, you win some, you lose some, right? We got the 10 ancient summoning crystal shards for that. That's not the worst thing we could have gotten. Let's see. Don't think we have any to turn into anything, so it doesn't help in that regard. I'm going to go over to events and see what we have to claim here. We got the Duel of Champions, which gives us 100,000 gold. Then there's a spiritual altar sitting over here. We got quite a bit to claim here from all that summoning. We got 100 diamonds, 100 legendary skill dust, 4-star psychic power tokens, 1 epic skill crystal, and 100,000 gold for that. OJ says it's the only bad thing about Bolara. Her block is 0. Oh, that's crazy. Really? She doesn't block anybody? That's nuts. I guess you could put a block token on her so that she can get 1. But that means that she's essentially just like a mage or something. She's just pure DPS if she doesn't know any block. It's nuts. Alright. We still have quite a few of these that we will want to get up to, I think. Those legendary skill crystals, for instance, are pretty hard to combine. Alright, let's get out of here and go back probably to summoning. Well, first, okay, let's start some Vault in the Sands running again. Ranked 10 at the moment. We're not even halfway through the progress meter. So, yeah, let's do some more of these. Stick on some auto fights and put some larger numbers so that we can easily use these huge stamina potions. Let's use a couple of them. And then start some background fights here. OJ says she's kind of like a ghost. Interesting. She's a tank ghost. It's kind of weird. Alright. So we'll max this out. Quick start. Minimize. Come out of here. And then I think now would be a good time to go summon some folks again. Alright, let's go to the special invocation of spirits at this point. This is where we have Graves Greybeard, the new guy. And also, I believe this is Beatrix. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think this is Beatrix. Oh, haha. The splash screen here in the background, it actually shows that it's Beatrix. So yes, it is Graves Greybeard and Beatrix. Good job, me. Alright. We have 44 rare summoning crystals and 15,000 diamonds here. So we can surely get somebody. It hasn't been very long since we had somebody. Let me see how long. Let's go to details, summoning record. and then try to find somebody gold. Okay, so it's this one here. Now we did do a 10-time summon in one of these, so it's not going to be precise. There were 2 other windows that would be 6 plus the 9 others, so it's been 15 summons since our last legendary. Odds are it's going to be a while before we get the next one, but let's go and find out. OJ says, I guess that's to balance out her invisibility. Mobs can't target her, but they can walk right past her. Sure, yeah, you gotta get pros and cons, right? Don't want anybody getting overpowered. Alright, here we have Aaron, the 3-star healer. Gifted, if not impatient, Aaron uses AoE to heal units and provide debuffs. He's a very decent 3-star healer. He can, I believe he also has a dispel. So, hey, stomach again, maybe not. I think so. Here's Liam, the 2-star marksman from the Piercer faction. Unshakable and accurate, Liam can attack multiple enemies simultaneously from an impressive distance. Summon again. Here we have Halder, the 2-star fighter. As a traveling mercenary, Halder seeks to repay a debt that saved his very life. And then Screef, the 2-star marksman. Can't trust this one. This vile goblin will lead you into the dark before plugging you with his daggers. He's very sneaky. He's very untrustworthy. Don't go into the dark with him because he's a marksman who hits you from real close. Here's Rumnose, the 2-star defender. This cheeky goblin can't stay out of the dream. When healthy, he's mighty hard to take down. When he's drunk, he falls over at the drop of a hat. When healthy? Heck yeah. That's what he tells everybody at the bar. Here's Cutter, the 2-star marksman from the Piercer faction. Cutter launches poison-laced daggers with ease, but downs boos with less grace than an ox. It's interesting, he kind of reminds me of a goat because of the chin hair, right? So he's downing the boos with less grace than the ox, but how does he do up against a goat? Is he graceful compared to her? No. Alright, here's Gul'drak, the 2-star mage. Running with a band of thieves, Gul'drak slows enemies with his putrid magic while increasing his own speed. Getting those spiritual altar points up, too, as we go along, which is nice. Here's Duke, the 3-star marksman. A cunning goblin archer whose poisoned arrows bounce from foe to foe. Beware his traps. Root once more, the 3-star fighter from the Watcher faction who apparently lost his hands fighting vampires, as OJ tells us, and an old Dagna kindly replaced them with these fists of fire here. He's a roughneck faction leader of the Watchguard. His mechanical fists wreak havoc with burn damage. And then Nash, the 3-star fighter. His name hits the nail on the hammer head. Nash eviscerates multiple enemies at a time with his morbid club. And he's not very good, really, particularly, as I recall. I think he's okay, but for what he is, right? For like a 3-star death. Here's Arlo, the 2-star fighter. A masked man of the people, Arlo's a dexterous fighter who can reduce hero summoning costs. Never really used Arlo. I think, I don't know. Never felt the need. Here's Rex, the 3-star defender from the Watcher faction. Unyieldingly loyal to the commander, Rex uses sword and shield to stun enemies and deal AoE damage. He's like the first person that you get in the game. Commander's right here. And yet another Bogut, the 3-star fighter from the Watcher faction. He's the lord of his faction. And he does pretty decently for quite a while. Here's another Liam, the 2-star marksman from the Piercer faction. He's a pretty good 2-star. You know, if you're at that stage and you're looking for a decent marksman, very early game, he's your guy. Here's Lightlock, the 4-star healer from the Watcher and the Northerner factions. Knowledge is power. As the Archmage as the Archmage, however you want to pronounce that one, of the White Tower, Lifelock knows a thing or two about healing. I switch between them. Sometimes I say Archmage, sometimes I say Archmage. It's, either one is acceptable. And, I just can't seem to decide which way to go sometimes. Here's Aaron once more, the 3-star healer. He is the AoE healer. Again, he complements Camille early game. OJ says you're getting a lot of Boroots today. Absolutely. Not nearly so many goblins today as usual, I've noticed, although there's one right here. We got Cube, the 3-star marksman. He's the one whose poisoned arrows bounce from foe to foe. Beware his traps. And then Amelie, the 3-star marksman. Huntress not to be trifled with. Amelie's spears are deadly accurate and greatly reduce enemy defense. I never really used Amelie either. I think maybe once or twice, but I really don't know anything about her. Here's Jonas, the 2-star fighter. I often get a lot of Jonases. He seems to wander drunkenly around. It says your classic drunkard with a spear. He may be a deserter, but he sure can bolster himself in a fight. And then we have Spreef. I often get a lot of Spreef. Spreef is a 2-star marksman. He is the fellow who leads you into the dark and plugs you with his daggers. You would think as a marksman that he could hit from a distance, but apparently that is just not his way. Here's Hayden, the 2-star fighter. Hulking and tanky, this trusty warrior can reduce hero summoning costs. And Halder, the 2-star fighter. As a traveling mercenary, Halder seeks to repay a debt that saved his very life. I would much rather get a bunch of Boroots than a bunch of the 2-star guys they would quoted. Because, at least I could trade those in for diamonds. Got yet another Halder, 2-star fighter. He's just making the rounds. Sometimes you get 3 in a row, which is always crazy. Here's Screef, the 2-star marksman who tips you into the dark, plugs you with his daggers. He likes to hang out at bars, make bold brags. And here's Rox, the 4-star defender from the northern faction. Born of desert sands and scorched earth, Rox wields untamed strength and a kind heart, an unconquerable protector of allies. We gotta look up his backstory sometime. Like, what's this about his kind heart? How are we gonna see that? Who knows? Let's continue. Summon again. I think I can use him to awaken. I don't think that I have Rox 5 awakenings in. I'm not sure, but I don't think so. Here's Langland. It's our first appearance of Langland in this summoning session, which I normally see a good bit of him. He's a 2-star healer. Langland is as devout as can be. His healing magic dispels negative effects, keeping allies in the fight, and he's part of the Purple Brigade. There's just a few of the guys that get summoned to have shades of purple involved, and I think he's a bit of on the lavender side. Here we have Praetor, a 2-star defender. Wielding his great mace, Praetor defends the weak while in constant search of his lost love. I gotta look at his backstory sometime too. I keep saying that, but I just haven't gotten to it, Here's Theowind, the 4-star marksman from the Piercer faction. A lot of people use him in Arena at a particular point. I haven't found him to be all that amazing in my attempts to use him. It says blind but deadly. Theowind, the sightless wonder, flings AoE damaging blades with pinpoint precision. And maybe I just didn't have him leveled up enough or something like that, or promoted enough. I'm not really sure. He just was unimpressive. Here's Narvi, the 3-star fighter. A most inquisitive adventurer, Narvi makes a great companion, bolstering heroes and reducing costs. He is useful early game also because I think she gives inspiration to 2 adjacent allies, and it can be any of the tiles that are touching her tile. Here's Arlo, the 2-star fighter. A masked man of the people, Arlo's a dexterous fighter who can reduce summoning costs. He also has a great admirer named Ryder. We'll run into him in a second. Probably likes to follow nearby. But here's Camille first, the 3-star healer from the Watcher faction. Camille is ever the sight to sore eyes. We read all about her earlier. She's the single target healer that you get as your very first healer in the game. It's just kind of given to you in the questline. Here's Cutter, the 2-star marksman from the Piercer faction. Cutter launches poison-laced daggers with ease, but downs views with less grace than an ox. I see that we're filling up our backup storage already, too. I think we have 11 in there right now. There's Liam once more, the 2-star marksman, rather, from the Piercer faction. And then we have Dagna here, the 3-star defender from the Northerner faction, who apparently made Gul'drak's hands, which is a pretty cool little side note about her. Here's Gul'drak, the 2-star mage. Running with a band of thieves, Gul'drak slows enemies with his putrid magic while increasing his own speed. You know, I gotta look up these goblins and see how they all mingle, you know. There's Screef once more, the 2-star marksman that you can't trust. Unlike the other goblins who are completely trustworthy, Screef is he's just the kind of guy who will take you out and stab you. Here's Preeter, the 2-star defender, wielding his great mace. Preeter, he's going around looking for his lost love. That's his primary motive here. It's what his life is all about. And here's Cuke, a 3-star marksman. He is the goblin whose poisoned arrows bounce from foe to foe. Beware his traps. And then we have Kalina. Okay, now Kalina is wearing a bear on her head. And she's a little on the psycho side, I'm pretty sure. Like, you look at those movements, you know something's a little bit off on this one. Now, notice that Abby Zal also makes very similar movements and looks similarly insane, but I'm pretty sure it's because she is insane. And I feel like Kalina and her could get along. So Kalina is a 4-star mage from the Esotericist faction. A mysterious witch from the untamed wilderness, wielding formidable and fearsome magic. She will deliver retribution to those who recklessly ravaged nature. And I, for one, would absolutely not want to run across her in the forest. Absolutely not. I would, it's sort of like when you run into the snake and you back away slowly. Don't break eye contact. Just move back. All right, here's Ryder, the 2-star fighter who I mentioned we'd see here pretty soon because he likes to follow around Arlo. Obsessed with Arlo, this double-bladed warrior mimics his every move and heavily increase his own attack. We have 4 more of the rare summon crystals. Here's Langland, the 2-star healer. Langland is as devout as can be. His healing magic dispels negative effects, keeping allies in the fight. OJ says Cube was used a lot back in the old days, and that's because of the poison, is that right? It used to be that poison was a lot more damaging than it is now, is what I understand. Here's Nero, the 3-star mage from the Cultist and Watcher factions. Nero is a flame-cloaked master of AoE damage and faction leader of the Cursed Cult. Crank the heat. Cube once more, the 3-star marksman that OJ and I were just talking about a moment ago. Now we've begun to get into our diamonds. I think we're about to, if not yet. Here's Rogers, the 2-star defender. Stalwart and loyal, Rogers can bolster his own defenses to become a human wall. We're definitely using the diamonds at this point. We got Romnose, the 2-star defender. This cheeky goblin can't stay out of the tree. When healthy, he's mighty hard to take down. And Langland once more, the 2-star healer that's a member of the Lavender Club. OJ says, yeah, they nerfed his poison. I bet that was sad for people. And here we have Hayden once more, the 2-star fighter who's hulking, tanky, decreases hero summoning costs, I believe. And Gul'drak, the 3-star mage from the Esotericist faction. He can be very useful in the faction trials. That's one prickly goblin. Gul'drak flings AoE spikes with abandon while inflicting slow. And here's Halder once more. He is the 2-star fighter who is wandering around trying to repay a debt that saved his very life. Following that up with Dagna once more, the 3-star defender from the Northern faction who is responsible for Gul'drak's hands. Well, responsible for replacing them, not so much for losing them, hopefully. Unless she's got things she needs to tell us. Here's Skulf, the 3-star fighter. With a galvanizing roar, Skulf boots allies. I think it means boosts. I read it every time, but it's like, it says he boots allies. I feel like he doesn't boot them. I feel like he boosts them, right? He boosts allies and lays enemies low. Able to regenerate health when low. Next up is Ryder once more, the 2-star fighter who follows Arlo around and wants to be just like him. It's very strange. They're both the same star rating, and they're both fighters. I don't really understand why Ryder has the obsession, but obsessions sometimes just cannot be explained. Here we have Rogers, the 2-star defender. He is stalwart, loyal, and he becomes a human wall. What else do you need really in a man, right? Alright. Here is Arlo once more. He's going in a bit of a circle. He's probably trying to escape from Ryder. He's a 2-star fighter on the run. Next up is Arlo again, the poor fellow who just cannot get away. 2-star fighter. Is Ryder going to be next? Let's find out in the next episode. Nope, Jonas. Jonas this time. He hangs out in the bars too. I think this is our like recruitment policy. We go to the local bar and we're like, oh look, we got goblins, we got Jonas, we're good to go. You know, honestly, here's old Praetor coming in, checking to see if his lover's hanging out in here getting drunk, you know? This is our recruitment field, obviously, because here's Jonas, 2-star fighter, a classic drunkard with a spear. He may be a deserter, but he sure can boast himself in fight. Next up is Screef, the 2-star marksman. He's leading into the dark behind the bar. That's the part they don't tell you. His buddies are in there getting you drunk, and then he leads you outside and robs you. Here's Hayden, the 2-star fighter, and he's hulking and tanking, and he's decreasing hero summoning costs, and, you know, drinking his woes away, I'm sure, too. Here's Narvik, the 3-star fighter. She is the one who, I believe that she gives inspirations to her adjacent allies on her ultimate. Here's Decimus, the 3-star fighter. First Decimus of the day. Relentless to the T, this undead warrior stays in the fight even after his health has been depleted. And next up is Rogers once more. He is our local human wall. And Liam, the 2-star marksman from the Piercer faction. Pretty decent 2-star marksman for sure. Maybe the best 2-star marksman, probably. Here's Elikos, the 3-star marksman from the Cultist faction. He's actually also quite helpful in faction trials. Not every day you see an ivory-skinned goblin. With frosty arrows that inflict slow, he just can't miss. Langland, a good friend from the Purple Legion over here. 2-star healer. I think he dispels, perhaps? I think he may dispel. And now we have another Lightlock, the 4-star healer from the Watcher and Northerner faction. He is also very helpful in the faction trials. There for a while, he was the only healer that I had in that faction, on the Northerner faction. Here's Maureen, the one that OJ and I were mentioning is very obnoxious verbally. Actually, she's just very obnoxious overall, I would say. She's a 3-star marksman from the Infernal and Crucial factions. You do end up using her a good deal, but oof. Could do without. Captain Reeves' first mate at your service. Maureen bombards enemies with her explosive ultimate. Her swagger is a little much for me. You know, we've all known those girls, and ain't nobody needing that. Here's Screef, the 2-star marksman. He's the one who leads you in the dark, floods you with his daggers. And Camille, the 3-star healer from the Watcher faction that you get early in the game, and she'll carry you through the first little bit of it pretty well. And there's Arlo once more. He's the one who can reduce summoning costs, and he gets followed around by Ryder mostly. Here's Sorzus, the 3-star mage from the Nightmare faction. Advisor of the Nightmare Legion, Sorzus preys on the weak. He does exceptional damage to low HP enemies. And we'll definitely be trading him in for some diamonds. Here's Jonas, the 2-star fighter. He's the classic drunkard with a spear. He's, I believe he's also the son of merchants or something like that. Ran away from home. OJ says there's a video on YouTube by a channel called Almighty Sword, and he beats Gul'drak 324 with Liam and all of the deactivated heroes. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like I said, for a 2-star, I would say, to me, Liam is number 1. I mean, very occasionally continue to throw him into things under the right conditions. He's not bad for a 2-star. I mean, you know, he's comparatively bad, obviously, to like a 5-star or whatever, but for a 2-star, he's quite good. Here's Atrox, the 4-star fighter from the cultist and chaotic factions. Born to die, this sacrificial warrior trades HP for massive damage and generates a fire field upon death. So there he is, Atrox, in all his glory. And now we've got Gul'drak, the 3-star fighter from the Watcher faction with his fists of steel. Fiery steel. And Preetor, the 2-star defender who is wandering around from bar to bar looking for his lost love. He thinks perhaps he'll find her there among the goblins. Here's Liam, who we were just talking about, the 2-star marksman from the Pierce faction. And, certainly one of the better 2-stars, if not the best. I feel like the best. It's my opinion. Here's Jonas, 2-star fighter. He is your classic drunkard with a spear. I mean, the classic drunkard I know of doesn't have a spear, but if you were imagining a drunkard with the spear, that would be him. All right, here's Rumnose, the 2-star defender. He can't hold his drink very well. But when he's healthy, he's mighty hard to take down. Hey, Cody, how you doing today? Here's Amelie, the 3-star marksman. She is a huntress, not to be trifled with. Early on in the arena, I actually saw people using Amelie once. Here's Spring, the 3-star healer. As rejuvenating as the season itself, Spring can heal multiple units at once. And if you've read the backstory, Spring is actually Autumn's sister. And they both kind of went with the bird thing. It's kind of interesting. Cody says, I maybe went crazy with soul stones today. Nice. Yeah. Here's Nalbris, the 4-star mage from Nightmare and Esotericist faction. Every child in Dia has had nightmares with Nalbris. He deals AoE damage and summons exploding scarecrows. And I have him A5, so I will be able to sell him for some diamonds. So what did you do with the soul stones, Cody? Here's Liam once more, the 2-star marksman from the Piercer faction. We'll be probably getting rid of those after we're all done with this. We got Rumnose, the 2-star defender. He is the one who cannot hold his drink very well, but when he's healthy, he's mighty hard to take down. Cody says an A1 Valderon, A1 Dracula, and A1 Saragade. Nice. 3 of each stone left. Nice. Here's Hayden, the 2-star hulking and clinky guy. You can reduce hero summoning costs, I believe. And here's Maureen once more, the obnoxious swashbuckling pirate. 3-star marksman from the Infernal and Piercer factions. Captain Reeves' first mate at your service. She bombards enemies with her safe ultimate. Here's Hayden again. He's the 2-star fighter we've seen. Wow. OJ says Dracula is almost necessary for Arena now. That's too bad. I don't have any Dracula or any heroes from the Halloween mate, so unfortunate. Here's Arlo once more. 2-star fighter, masked man of the people. Cody says Voltron kinda hurt to stone, but needed to. I have not gotten Voltron. Voltron seems very useful in Arena as far as I can tell, though. Here's Camille, the 3-star healer from the Watcher faction. And again, she is the very first healer you're likely to encounter. Cody says almost an overload. Very nice. Here's Voltus, the 3-star mage from the Cultist faction. Now this is like the second person that you get. Voltus, assigned to protect the commander, possesses electric powers of mysterious origin. Beware his devastating storm. And he is very good at the game. There for quite a while, Voltus I continued to use. And he's still useful in the like faction trials. So here's Rumnose, the 2-star defender. It says this cheeky goblin can't stay out of the drain. Sorry, my phone went off here. I see what's going on. Alright, summon again. We've got Gorza, the 3-star defender. As fierce as she is sorceress, this Orca's shield maiden stands firm and mauls many. Summon again. Here's Reef, the 2-star marksman. He is the very one who takes you into the dark and stabs you with his daggers. So we're making up for lost time on these goblins on the wrist. Here's Jonas, the 2-star fighter, the classic drunkard with spear. He may be a deserter, but he sure can bolster himself with fight. Following that up with Barclay. We haven't seen Barclay this time around, believe it or not. He's a 3-star fighter. When deployed, Barclay raises the defense of nearby allies. His pike grants him decent range. Actually, maybe we did summon him today. I'm not sure. This may be summon number 2. Uncertainty. Alright, and this time we've got Nalbris once more, the 4-star mage from the Marinus Terraces factions. He's the one I definitely already have a 5. So now I have 2 of those, so I'll get to trade in for diamonds. Following that up with Romnose once more, the 2-star defender who cannot handle his alcohol. And Jonas, the 2-star fighter, classic drunkard with a spear. But he sure can bolster himself in fight. And then Muriel, 4-star defender from the Watcher faction. The paladin you need at your side, Muriel can heal herself and others, all while dishing out damage. Very nice. And here's Gul'drak, the 2-star mage. Running with a band of thieves, Gul'drak slows enemies with his putrid magic while increasing his own speed. Had him a little bit earlier. Here's Shrief once more, the 2-star marksman, leading you into the dark, plugging you with his daggers. Liam is here, 2-star marksman from the Piercer faction. Certainly one of the better 2-stars that I've seen. And here's Hayden again, 2-star fighter who reduces hero summoning costs. And now we've got Cutter, 2-star Piercer from the, 2-star Marksman from the Piercer faction. Got those words mixed up a little bit. And Rumnose once more, the 2-star Defender. He's a bit of a drunkard himself. Then we have Hayden, 2-star fighter who is Vulcan, tanky, and reduces hero summoning costs. OJ says, I wish I knew about the exploit before I did my easy ones. Well, don't want to make it too easy, right, OJ? Alright, here's Gorzo, the 3-star defender. Fierce as she is gorgeous, she goes into a bit of a frenzy and smashes people with a parent. There's Gul'drak once more, the 2-star mage who uses his putrid magic to slow enemies. And then Gul'drak once more, the 3-star mage from the Esotericist faction. He is also another goblin who slows down enemies, but his main advantage is that he has a faction. And there's Dagna, the 3-star defender from the Northern faction. She's a lord of the Northerners, and apparently she made Olit's hands, his new hands. Here's Sorzus, the 3-star mage from the Nightmare faction. Advisors of the Nightmare Legion, Sorzus preys on the weak. He does exceptional damage to low HP enemies. And then Rogers, who is stalwart, loyal 2-star defender. And Q, the 3-star marksman whose arrows bounce from foe to foe. They're poisoned, and he also makes some traps. Bugajoa says exploit. And Q once more, the 3-star marksman, a cunning goblin archer whose poisoned arrows bounce from foe to foe. Once more, we must beware his traps. Creeder is following that up. He's a 2-star defender who is wandering around looking for his lost love. And Amelie, the 3-star marksman, anxious not to be trifled with, she can use her spear and decrease enemies' defenses. Cody says, oh yeah, this Sergei A1 helps a ton. Awesome. Here's Rutu, the 3-star fighter. This scalekins in it with thrills, gains a shield after placement, and recovers costs. We can also throw him into the purple platoon with old Layman. There's him once more, the 2-star marksman from the Piercer faction. And Rumnose, the 2-star defender. He's a bit of a drunkard, as previously mentioned, but hey, when he's healthy, he's hard to take down. You'd think that might encourage him to be healthy, but, addictions are addictions, right? Here's Ryder, the 2-star fighter. Obsessed with Arlo, this double-bladed warrior mimics his every move. Bugajoy says he does not have Sergei. I also do not have Sergei. Here is Cutter, the 2-star marksman from the Piercer faction. He downs booze with less grace than an ox, is what I hear. Cody says, yeah, I wish we got Gul'drak, but Bugajoy says, yeah, it would have been nice. Here's Nunya, the 3-star healer. Let this one's magic soothe your soul. Nunya calls upon the jungle to heal her allies and foster defense. Summon again. Bugajoa says I only had 10 ancient summons, so it was unlikely. Well, it was unlikely for me to Bugajoa, so I'm with you there. There's Jonas, the 2-star fighter, the classic trooper with a spear. He may be a deserter, but he sure can bolster himself in a fight. Cody says I popped 50. Nothing said. Well, what a shame. Here's Ryder, the 2-star fighter once more. He's the one who follows Arlo around and mimics his every move. OJ says I pulled 20 and got Alistair. Ah, yes, that's how he completed his faction. It's very nice. Here we have Aiden, the 2-star fighter who's hulky and tanky and reduces hero summoning costs, as I recall. And Praetor, the 2-star defender who wanders around looking for his lost love. There's Ryder again, in case we missed him a moment ago, 2-star fighter, checking out Arlo status. Borut is a 3-star fighter from the Watcher faction. He's also the lord of that faction. And he has mechanical arms that were apparently made by Dagna. And here's Langland, the 2-star healer from the Lavender Club, as I like to call it, or the Purple Platoon, works just as well. He's in it with Rutu. Here's Gul'drak, the 3-star fighter. Stained Crimson, this feral beast rouses allies with his war cry and goes berserk when health is low. And Arlo once more, the 2-star fighter, who is a dexterous fighter, in fact. Apparently loved and admired by all. Rogers is following him up, a 2-star defender who is stalwart and loyal and can bolster his defenses to become a human wall. And then we got Jorge, 4-star defender from the chaotic and cultist factions. The rotten mercenary, stripped of his eternal peace, tirelessly seeks the truth behind his cursed release from death's realm. Unfortunately, his unending wanderings unwittingly unleashed a terrible plague. And the alliteration in that sentence or in that paragraph is phenomenal. It's unmatched, you might say. All right, here's a Liam, the 2-star marksman from the Piercer faction. And then you have Liam once more, 2-star marksman from the Piercer faction. And now once more for Arlo, 2-star fighter. He's very dexterous. Oh, and he's back. He's back. Ah, look, we got something. Let's see what it is. It's Beatrix. Very nice. I think that somebody was telling me, maybe an OG, it may have been Cody, it may have been a Rubian. Somebody was telling me that if we use release with Beatrix, then like that Beatrix summons a bunch of wandering mobs or something. And so when that happens, that means that Valise's summons can go and follow those around. And that's super cool. So I'm pretty thrilled to try that out. I want to give that a shot at some point soon. She's a 5-star mage from the cultist and esotericist factions. Cody says that's an awesome pull. I feel that it's probably good. The Dark Mage Beatrix harnesses the power of departed souls, weaving the essence of fallen spirits into dream eaters that materialize at her call, ready to aid her in combat. And I've seen a lot of people use, or seen a few people at least, use her in Arena. And that's my only experience thus far with her, is somebody mentioning her, and then also seeing her in Arena, and all I've ever seen is something about Dream Eaters, which I don't really know what are, but they are, I think, the things that are going to be followed around by the Valkyrie stuff. Cody says, got the crazy duo now. Yeah. Thank you guys for your congratulations. All right, excellent. So we'll continue. All right, very nice. That was actually much faster than I expected it to be. We didn't get Graves Greybeard, but we did get Beatrix, and I think I'm pretty happy with that, honestly. That seems good. Let's claim these summon rewards over here. We got 2 mythic extracts, 45 diamonds, and 7 rare summoning crystals. I mean, that feels pretty good for now, right? Let's go check and see how things are looking out here. We got some background fights finished. We got 87,780 coins, 13,500 XP, a little bit of different kinds of gear. 380 Vault of the Sands trophies, 380 blue conquest points, and then we got some Demon Soldier shards. This one is Fallen Templar, 10 of those, and Lizard Fly Mago, 10 of those as well. Pretty decent. Let's go in and check on Beirut. We're going to use a smart purchase. Nothing doing there. Cody says definitely going to need to build both now. Beatrix, in my opinion, is probably the better goal for your account right now. I think that's probably the case. I will need to lay into them a little bit since I have them both. I did level up Release a tiny amount. I'll have to go and look and see how much. From Maureen over here, we got 30 buttercream mushrooms and 30 jumbo spinach. It's the best thing that Maureen is for, I feel. Let us send her back out to try to get some birchwood sap. Okay, so let's head over to the Oracle's trial and collect our winnings from this Vault in the Sands thing, which is 1 4-star psychic power token. Very nice. Then let's head over to events, where we can claim some items in the spiritual altar. The rest of them, in fact, that's very good. So, we got 500 diamonds, 200 legendary skill dust, 2 5-star psychic power tokens, 2 legendary skill crystals, 2 epic skill crystals, and 500,000 gold. That's very good. That will help with leveling some of these folks up a little bit. We've got a treasure hunt celebration over here with 4 knobs. We may as well knock those out. So here's one for 4,000 gold. There's another one for 20 stamina. We got another 4,000 gold and 10 epic skill dust there. Very nice. Alright, let's get out of there. And then over on the quest, we've got perform 30 summons to claim 2 rare summoning crystals. Let's look at the daily. Level up heroes 3 times. Let's go. Okay. Better go to heroes and figure out what to do about these bags, right? We got some inventory issues happening. So let's start with quick star up on these guys here. And that'll get rid of some of the excess fellas. We can just be eaten that way. And that means we can do the same for this guy and bring him up to 4-star. Alright, now okay, we have room for only 10 guys at the moment. So okay. Let's see if we have anybody to awaken in this mix right here. Looking for red dots. Don't know that we'll actually have any. We don't. So, let's head next to sell and see about our 3-star guys and 4-star guys. Alright, so let's sell these. That'll give us 10 more slots. We got 270 diamonds and 80 epic awakening tokens. And honestly, should have stayed there to check. Okay, it is 20 slots that we had. So let's go to heroes. Nope, wrong button. We want to go to summons. It's a sad thing that. But we got, okay, backup storage. Let's go for the low level guys first so that we can eat them, right? So let's do 5 of this guy. We got a total of 20 that we can get. Accidentally got her. Try this again. Alright, let's confirm these guys and then go back over there and make some higher level folks here. Or not higher level, but higher promoted. Level 2. Both things are true. Let's see how far along we can get with this. Because this will get rid of a decent number of them pretty quickly. Unfortunately, I don't have a ton of XP potions as usual. Low on them is normal. But it does get rid of some people quickly. Maybe I should just star them up this far for now, so as not to use up all of my XP potions. It might be smarter to go that way. So I still have room for 12 at the moment, so I can go back and grab them. and do that again. Might get rid of more bodies that way with what I have. All right, now we have room for 8 still. Gonna take a whole minute, I'm afraid. We can start these guys up. Didn't pay attention how much room we have. Let's try 7. Nope. Shouldn't have pressed that button, but that's okay. All right. I mean, had I used it to check and see how many I needed, that would have made more sense, but it was not my intention. It just failed. All right, that was not all that useful. We only have room for 4 at this point. Let's see if we can get some XP potions from some. Let's check the trading hall first. Well, first of all, we're going to claim all this stuff. So we got 10 quick clear tickets, 2 insignia of endurance 3s, 2 arena permits, 3 auto pride attempts, and 1 huge stamina potion from that. OJ says I gotta go do laundry. See you later. Have fun, OJ, and thanks for the congrats. Alright, so I'm gonna come back over here to the trading hall. Yeah, I've used all of those things today. That's too bad. How's about this girl here? Get some from this, or we could get the XP potions and go do some XP raids. That might be the better way to go. Possibly. I think maybe we do that. Yeah, let's go ahead. Take one of these guys and then go run some XP raids. Sure, let's do that. Why don't we quick clear 10 times on this? Ah, poor hero capacity, right? That's a shame. We got 3,148 gold, 97,160 XP potions, and then 3 gray guys and 1 blue guy. It's Barclay there. So then we'll have to go and deal with those folks. That was a little bit of a setback there. Didn't think that through very well, did I? But let's quick start up some folks. Just gonna start at the bottom and go up the ladder here. Now we have 12 that we can turn into others at this point. It would take a good bit. Let's just see how much. Like 85,000 per guy. It's a good amount of XP it would take to get them started up to the next level. Would be nice, but it wouldn't actually use up any of my guys to do that. We have so very many of these 4-star tokens. It's crazy. Alright. We would need a good bit more. XP, but we'll go try it. Let's see here. Back over to resource raids and XP raids. We have 6 more quick clears. Let's go ahead and we have a lot more quick clears, to be honest. But we have 6 more quick clears that are just freebies for the day and these will be used. So yes, let us start these. Cody says was doing arena fights while watching and listening, and 1 went out from Overweight. That's very nice. You can do it. We believe in you. We got 4,722 gold, 145,700 XP, which isn't nearly enough. 4 different green guys and 3 different gray guys here. Let's head back over and see about quick starting up those guys. Alright, that helped in that regard. Now we would need quite a bit more XP to make that work. Don't know how many more potions I would end up needing. Let's go to auto fight and put it on something silly for the moment and then think about it. That we would need like, say, 80 times somewhere. So let's see, we would need like almost 3,000 stamina. It's a good number of these guys. Let's start with this. Use 12 of them. And then go max and start those background fights. See what happens. What's going to happen is I'm going to fill up on guys. That's what's going to happen first and foremost. Oh goodness, someone who brought me some ice cream. I definitely have to eat that. I actually have to have lunch in a moment too. Let me check on some of this stuff, and then I may go AFK for a bit and get some much work out. I'll just log out and log back in and make it theoretically. All right, we've got the Oracle's Trial rewards over here. So that's 1 small stamina potion, 50 stamina, and 100,000 gold. That'll definitely help out with some things. Then on the quests, we leveled up a hero 3 times, which gives us 1 stamina potion sample and 2 lucky knives. Also, we can claim the box at the top here, 2 lucky knives and 35 diamonds. We got a couple of monthlies here. We got spent 3,000 stamina, and we can claim 1 small stamina potion. Star up 4 heroes to 4-star, and we can claim 1 4-star psychic power token. Over in events, come down to the Corridor of Glory, and we can claim 100 of these diamonds. That's for leveling up, starting up, promoting heroes, or upgrading heroes' skills. The next thing on this list is a legendary skill crystal, which always comes in handy and it'll be nice to have for sure. Alright, so doing okay in all that regard. Let's go ahead over to the mine and see what we have to claim. We got 4,350 coins, 3,550 XP potions, 16 stamina, 2 diamonds, 1 auto fight attempt, and 1 mythical in here, which is very cool. I really like the mine. Just getting free stuff, even if it's not a lot of free stuff at once, it's very nice. Comes in handy often. Alright, let's grab that. And then I think I'm going to call it here for the moment. I should be back on later. If you guys aren't following me yet, be sure to follow me, and that way you can turn on notifications and see next time that I go live. Hopefully I will see you all then. I'm intending to get back on within the next few hours, but if it's not that soon, then certainly by the end of the night I will. So Hopefully, I'll see you all later on. Now, have a good day.